So talk about cubic functions today. So the basic form of the cubic function would be f of x equals a x cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. And so for cubic functions, the main form is to have the highest power be the 3. And so for an example of the most basic function of a cubic function would be the f of x equals x cubed. And so what that looks like would be, if you can see over here, it's this function right here. It just reflects against the origin right here. And so for different types of cubic functions with different coefficients of a, so the a is what makes it wider or skinnier. And so for f of x, or 5x cubed, which is this pink one right here, you can tell it is skinnier than the main x cubed function right here. And then the 1/5 x cubed is wider, and so it just wider along. And so it comes through the origin right here and goes further out. And then if you have a negative in front of the a coefficient, it reflects against the origin, and so that's this function right here, right? And then with the d coefficient, that is what controls whether it goes up or down. And so you can have it, so x cubed is this orange one right here, right? It's just normal. And then if you have x cubed plus 3, that moves it up 3 points. And so it just looks like that. And then if you have x cubed minus 5, it goes down 5 points. And so it's just further down along there. Yeah. And then for an example of a cubic function, and so we have this this function where is x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 6. And so to solve that, you have to factor it out. And so what we did was we first guessed over here, where we guessed with one coefficient, which is x plus one factor x plus 1, so which would be -1. And so you plug that into the equation. And so the goal to see if it's an x-intercept, it would have to be equal to 0. And so over here, so you plug it in, and then you get what, -1 cubed plus 2 times -1 squared minus 5 -1 minus 5 times -1 minus 6. And it gives you that. And so it's not equal to 0. And so you come back, you take another guess, and so we guessed 3, and so, or -3, and so we plug that in, and then that gave us 0. So that's how you know it is correct, right? And that's how you know how -3 is an intercept in this function. And so once you get the x plus 3, you factor it out and get the quadratic formula, or the quadratic equation right here. And so then you keep on factoring it out, and you get the factors of x plus 3, which is -3, x plus 1, which is -1, and then you get x minus 2, which is +2. And so to graph that out right here, and so it goes through the points of -3, -1 right here, and then 2. And then, as we've talked about over here with the d coefficient, the -6, it goes down 6 points and goes through the y-intercept at -6, and then it goes back up, and at 2 it crosses over through. And so that is cubic functions. Okay, so our business example is finding the revenue from this cubic function. So we have r of x equals x cubed plus 2x squared plus 5x minus 20. And if we plug 15 items, if the company sells 15 items, we're trying to find the revenue from that in this cubic function. And so r of 15 equals 15 cubed plus 2 times 15 squared plus 5 times 15 minus 20, right? And so this one would be equal to 3,375. Oh, 375 plus 2 times 15 squared is 450, and then that's 75 right there, minus 20, and so our 15, the revenue from 15 items would be equal to $3,880. So they're doing pretty well for selling 15 items. They get that much revenue.